People will mention in the course of their confession that they miss Mass, maybe once or twice or maybe more than that. And oftentimes people will give some kind of reason why they missed Mass. I was just too busy, or I was traveling, or I wasn't feeling very well. Well, the last two reasons are actually acceptable in most cases. If you're traveling and you can't get to church, okay. If you're sick, well, you should probably stay home. But the first reason, I was just too busy, is not a reason. It's an excuse. We have the tendency to excuse ourselves from all kinds of responsibilities, don't we? Whether it's a child who makes excuses about getting poor grades or why they didn't clean their room, or a spouse who makes excuses about not being honest, with their partner. We're all pretty good at coming up with ways of excusing ourselves from certain situations, giving ourselves a pass, sometimes for doing the wrong thing. In today's gospel, those who were invited to I guess this is a king of sorts, king's banquet, also excused themselves in various ways. One said, I have a field to plow, and I bought some oxen, and the other one said, I got married, okay? But the truth is, and this is the case with most people making excuses, they probably didn't want to go. And those excuses were lies. Isn't the same thing true with us? Our excuses for not fulfilling our responsibilities are based really on a lie oftentimes. It would be more honest if we just simply said, I didn't want to go, or I just didn't care, or I was lazy. Okay? Instead, we make up excuses hoping to justify our failure to act responsibly. And now notice how the king in the story reacts when he hears all these excuses. It says he was in a rage. He was angry, frustrated, because of those who were invited making these excuses. So what does he do? He makes certain that people are at the table in his home. And he tells his servants, bring in anybody you find. This might be taken as a warning about what can happen when we excuse ourselves from living our faith as we should. We might run the risk of losing out on the invitation. God doesn't go into a rage against us. He doesn't outrightly reject us because of our excuses. But we end up rejecting God by excusing ourselves from what we should be doing. When it comes to matters of faith, when it comes to doing what is right in God's eyes, there can be no excuse. Doing God's will is our first priority. Everything else will follow. So let's not make the same mistake as the invitees in today's story. They lost out on a wonderful banquet in the presence of the king. That's the